Welcome to the You Heard podcast, your go-to for Miami Hurricanes football. Ben, Joe, Hope, and CB break down recruiting, hot topics, and game day action.
All right, we'll talk about it at the end.
No, let's talk about this right now because you completely flipped it on me now.
I hate him for knowing this, bro. This man knew the brand, dog.
Okay, I don't appreciate that. I'm saying, like,
what are we talking about, son?
Get into it, talk. I felt
Keeping it a buck.
Let me close these curtains real quick.
You heard.
Hey, yo, Chris Canes for life. What's going on, brother? Thank you, man. Appreciate you for being here, man. Listen, it's a slow Wednesday out here. You know, I got the fresh baldy working. You know, Stick, what's going on, brother? My comrades are not with me again. I feel like this is like the second time, third time this month that people just put in, you know, vacation requests and just don't show up. I've done it. So, you know, but so be it. Juan, what's going on, brother? Juan comes out the gate. Gio gave some nuggets. The new center has been impressive. It's more like Lee and can pull. Ryan Rodriguez has been pancaking guys. Difference maker. Blay and Lowe have been okay. Hey, Juan, listen. I'm gonna get to see in person next weekend, man. I'm gonna go put eyes on them, man. I'll be at the spring game, you know. And I really want to see guys up close. Listen, I know for a fact the size in that room and the guys that they've recruited and brought in are what it's supposed to look like. I know for a fact, man. But you know, blame me. I need to see it. I need to see it with my own eyes. Not saying that people who are reporting this news aren't credible. Obviously, Gio's the homie. We rock with Gio, man. Stick Raw, we appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Gio's the homie, man, and everybody who goes to practice, man. We got guys, you know, my guy Flo be at practice, man, and all the rest of the, you know, credentialed media and all of that. You know, they do what they do. You know, they report the news, they report what they see. But for me, I need to see it. I have to see it, man. I hope everyone's doing well on this Wednesday, man. You know, we at hump day. It's almost the end of the week. If you work the whole week, you know, you work a 9 to 5, whatever you do. I hope the week is going well. I hope everyone is blessed. You know, times are rough right now, man, for a lot of people. So whatever you guys are going through, you know, I hope it gets better. I hope everyone is blessed, man. So spring ball is here. We got one more week. There's a big scrimmage happening this weekend. You know, and then the spring game next Saturday. Can't wait to get down there. I miss guys, man. I miss my Canes fam. You know, hey, you. I miss my Canes fam. Appreciate you. You know, hopefully I get down there, get me some Christoph's Cafe, you know, hit Canes wear up, and then we'll be on campus all day. It's just me solo. You know, wifey's not coming, my daughter's not coming, my kids are not coming. So, you know, Juan, well, what are you excited about so far for the spring? Are you ready for Portal Man? Juan, again, I when I get down there, I will let you know. Listen, Sunday's episode, the Sunday after the spring game, is gonna be packed with a bunch of opinions, you know, and observations. So Let me ask that question again on the Sunday. What's that? The 13th. Ask that question again, and I'll be able to let you know everything. But for now, so the title of this episode is my random thoughts, right? So listen, man, we all Canes fan. We all, we love this squad. We want to see the squad succeed. In my opinion, starting this season, Miami should be in the ACC championship every season, or winning or in the title game every season moving forward. There's no reason we shouldn't be. All right? No reason we shouldn't be. Listen, the only team remotely close talent-wise is Clemson. All right? Clemson has the trenches like us. I don't know if their O-line is as, can be as dominant as Miami's, but their D-line is certainly the truth. Their skill position guys have proven skill position guys, especially on offense. Young receivers got busy last year. They helped K. Klubnik out a lot. K. Klubnik improved last year. I'm still about him. Still but he's coming to his own. And they still have the same staff. I didn't think their OC would be there for this long. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't think he would be there for this long, but he has been, and he's done wonders. Like they've come into their own. So they're gonna be tough, but we don't play them this year. We should see them in the championship. No question. So when I think about Miami football, man, the first random thought I have is about the defense. Corey Heatherman's defense, man. We got a small sample size. We can look at Minnesota's defense from last season, but we can see the difference. If you watch the defense, you can certainly see the differences from Coach Guidry to Coach Heatherman, the way Coach Heatherman runs his defense. He's aggressive. Don't get into it. He's definitely aggressive in the mold of Coach Manny Diaz, Coach Guidry. He's definitely aggressive, but it seems like his defense is more simple to grasp, and he doesn't take as many risks on the back end as at least Coach Guidry did. Like, just looking at some of the games, some of the defense, when he sends a blitz, for instance, he won't really press man on the outside. He'll leave a nickel in the box to kind of take away the flat or take away the check down. He plays safe behind the blitz more often than not. And he'll rush 4 or send 1 or 2, and he'll play zone behind it. So he's more safe but aggressive at the same time, if you kind of get what I'm saying. So that kind of, if I'm thinking about it and it is ran like that, that kind of makes me feel a little bit better about the prospects of the defense. Of course, he'll have more talent here than at Minnesota. So maybe he'll feel that he can gamble a little more, but I don't think he will. I think he'll remain smart about it, and hopefully he'll be able to rely on the front 4 to just get pressure where he won't have to send blitzes all the time. That's the goal. We watched the Super Bowl, right? We saw what Philly did to the Chiefs. What did they blitz? I don't even think they blitzed more than 5 times, and they got pressure on Pat Mahomes all night. So SP, Canes football is all about the run game. The run game, absolutely. And that's football, period, though, right? You have to be able to run the ball. You have to be able to stop the run. You have to be able to protect your quarterback. You have to be able to get to the quarterback. So that's football, man. And I think, so you just led me into another random thought, right? How different is the offense going to look? How much are we going to rely on the running game? What do you guys think? Like if are we going to be more 50-50? Are we going to be 60-40 run pass? Are they going to let Carson Beck, are they going to go in empty and let Carson Beck just sling it all over the field? Like, how different does this offense look in 2025? That's something to consider because, we have the running game. We definitely have we have the trenches. The trenches we can probably safely say the trenches are going to be there, but that's another random thought that I'll get into after. But yeah, we have the trenches. We have the horses in the backfield. We should be dominant in that area, but are we going to run the ball? Juan says, has Dabo found elixir for his brain farts? Similar to Mario, I like what the DB coaches are stressing communication and recognition. Lucas Brown poised the day Burnley have. Yeah. I don't want Dabo, regardless of his brain farts, right? He's been where we're aspiring to go. He's won. He has couple of chips. He has a couple ACC championships, plenty of ACC championships, so, brain farts aside, Dabo has gotten the job done. We're trying to get there. What's going on, brother? Miami has certainly more return in production and running back compared to wide receiver, tight end. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Fletch, Lau has proven, they're proven. And then you have young guys. You have young guys like Hellcat. You have Pringle back there, so yeah, definitely more proven in that area. Now, another random thought, right? And this is I've heard this talked about on some other pods. Young talented players versus older proven players, proven snaps, right? So if you have, for instance, going into this year at the wide receiver position, right? We lost 3 guys with proven production, proven snaps. X, JG, and we lost Horton, right? Going into this year, we have CJ, who has proven snaps, JoJo, Nikar, Ray, Tony, Josh Moore, unproven snaps. No, I'm sorry, not unproven snaps, but unproven, right? Largely unproven on a collegiate level. Yes, they were beasts in their respective high schools, but unproven. So when do you start to play the young guys? How do you get proven without being allowed to prove yourself? We don't blow out the teams we're supposed to blow out so that they can get those snaps. I mean, we had a couple blowouts last season, but do you feel comfortable? How do you know that you feel comfortable going into Notre Dame with, let's say, JoJo, CJ Daniels, and not dismissing Ray. Let's say Malachi Tony in the slot, or let's just say Ray Ray, because Ray Ray is an older guy, but he doesn't have the snaps. So how do you know that you feel comfortable or not if they haven't gotten a chance to prove it? When do they prove it? If we're hearing in practice that they tearing it up in practice, scrimmages, they're getting busy, but then you go out and get a transfer, even though they've gotten busy in practice, they've showed you their leadership skills, whatever, but you go out and get a transfer. When do they get a chance? And I think that's a huge balancing act, and that's a dilemma. When do you get a chance? Like Francis came in and started as a freshman, right? So let's say, for shits and giggles, not saying it's gonna happen, but let's say we land Jackson Cantwell, right? Number one player in the country. Obviously, the number one offensive lineman in the country. Do you throw him out there at right tackle, left tackle to start the 2020, what is this, 2027 season? Right? He'll be in so the 2026 season. He'll probably be an early enrollee, right? So do you throw him in to start the season? Or do you get a transfer? You started CC. You felt like CC was ready. Or did you start CC because that was early on in the tenure? You didn't have the horses yet. You didn't have the depth pieces yet. So, it's a either or thing with me. I feel like you have to at some point trust your eval, trust your development, and you have to trust the player at some point, because there's no other way. There's no other way. Like we're gonna go into a cycle. So next year, let's say after Carson Beck leaves at quarterback, what do you do next year? Right? So next year, let's say we go into the off season with Luke Nickel, Darion Coleman will be in, Judd will still be here, and Emory. Let's say they're all here. What do you do? What do you do? You go get another transfer? When do you let your 4-star or your 5-star play? And when do you feel comfortable? So that's something, man. That's something to think about. Juan says, I envision this offense more traditional, emphasis in running, play action pass, incorporating the tight ends with deep shots. Offensive personnel will. Yeah. I agree, Juan, too, man. I agree. I think it'll definitely be a little bit more run heavy, a little bit more ball controlled. But I don't think it's because Carson Beck can't do it. Carson Beck is Carson Beck can throw the ball, assuming all is healthy, right? Assuming his elbow is back where it should be and his confidence is where it should be. Because we have Notre Dame. I'm glad we're not going to South Bend. You know what I mean? But we got Notre Dame coming to South Florida. And that's going to be, that's prime time, baby. Not saying Carson Beck has played in plenty of those games, but it's prime time, man. How is he going to look? He hasn't had a chance to form the chemistry with his pass catchers yet. But in my opinion, he's a professional. He's been around. He's been that primetime program, so I'm not worried about that. But yeah, we're gonna see. Competition, Coleman, Luke, Judd. Right. Of course, competition, right. But the thing, SP, is that people will say they don't have snaps. So to start the season in 2026, none of these guys have snaps in college. Hopefully Luke and Judd or whoever gets some snaps, some game time snaps, because we're blowing people out, and maybe Luke or Judd will get some, third, fourth quarter action. But they don't have snaps in the game. I don't think we know who our opener will be in 2026, but let's say, I don't know, let's say we open up with freaking Alabama or something. When do you get comfortable going in to Alabama with Luke or Judd or Darion Coleman? Some point. I agree. SP says you got to gamble at some point. I agree. But when does that happen, man? When does that happen? Or do you do that at some positions and some not? Because like I mentioned before, CC started as a freshman, true freshman. CC was in there. OJ. And I think OJ, not saying OJ didn't earn it or whatever, but I think OJ was forced to play out of necessity. So, when do you do that? All right, hold on. Let's look. Listen, guys, we got the merch. That was a awful transition. My apologies, but check out the page. Check out the merch, man. We got the merch up. Off-season bullies shirt. Off-season bullies with the ibis, the mean ibis. Listen, it's spring. You gotta get your gear up, man. Vibes and Lies t-shirt. Spring vibes and telling lies. Juan, you telling lies already, man. You telling lies, Juan. You heard shirt. We got the classics, the classic You Heard script. The helmet shirt. For the culture, which will be on later. We'll be on at 8:00 for the culture with Flo, AO, and Benny. Benny gonna come back for the culture, but he leave me alone. It's all good. Listen, get that You Heard mug too, man. Get that You Heard mug. So, yeah. All right, let's hear from Caneswear real quick.
Welcome to Caneswear.
New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Yes. Can't wait to get out there, man. See my guys at Caneswear, Brett and Jeff. Can't wait to see the fellas, man. SP, all these 4-stars and 5-star kids have to play to develop. No doubt. No doubt. That's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm saying. And I understand if you get, let's say, a Caleb Downs in the portal, or let's say a Ryan Williams at receiver jumps in the portal. Yeah, I'm going to get him. No doubt. No question. But other than that, man, proven snaps doesn't always mean good. Doesn't always mean you're good. Or, you can come in and play and should take someone's spot just because you have proven snaps. We talk about these guys being 4 and 5 stars. We talk about them being, from South Florida or Georgia or Texas. They've played big time football. Snaps and playing it in hostile environments and playing in front of a big crowd and all of that, that shouldn't be anything to them. They should actually relish that opportunity. Definitely it's all about picking up the playbook and adjusting to the speed of the game. That's probably the biggest adjustment a high school player has to make coming from high school going to college. It doesn't matter where you play that. It doesn't matter. South Florida or not, you still have to adjust to the speed of the game because everybody's fast. Everybody's strong. Whereas in high school, you were probably the fastest or probably the strongest or what have you. So, yeah, I get that. But listen, especially if you're an early enrollee, if you enroll in college in January, man, you got 8 months. You got 8 months to catch up, man. Nah, play them boys, man. Joey, for the third straight year, we will get a premier QB in the portal looking to up his draft size. Still Coleman as well. Yeah. Listen, it's just when are you ready? Like everybody says the same things until they're ready. When is that? And how do you get ready? If you're not allowed to play, how do you get ready? Now, quarterback is difficult, obviously, because there's one quarterback, right? So that's difficult to navigate. If you bring a 5-star, there's nobody that's a can't miss, but you bring a 5-star, 6'5", 225-pound QB in who's just a beast. Yeah, you might want to get him. You might want to get him going freshman year and just get him acclimated to the game or what have you. But that's hard, man. It's hard. Pancake Honcho was a 5-star blue chip, hasn't seen the field yet. Hell, he hasn't. Yeah, that's absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But when do you see how do we know in the game, if he plays the game, it's just going to be all bad and he won't be able to handle himself in the game? Because if we remember, Markel Bell had to step in. It started rough for Markel Bell. Started rough, but as the year went on, he started to improve and he became very solid as the year went on. And he'll be going into the 25 season as probably the starter at left tackle, most likely. Right? So, I don't know what's I don't think any of us know unless you're at practice or in the meeting rooms what's going on Greentree or in the meeting rooms that is preventing Pancake from getting into too deep or starting or what have you. I don't know. Injuries between the ears. I don't know. But how do we know who's ready? Again, that's what we hear all the time. They're not ready. We need somebody with snaps. When will they be ready? It's difficult. The key is Hayden Lowe. He's the best player on defense at 18. Turn him loose. Boy. Boy. That's P, man. And I think that's, the pass rushers I think are different because the young guys are going to be used situationally, right? They're not going to be 3 down guys to start. You're going to put them in special packages and you're going to see what they can do. So that's a little bit different. But somebody at receiver or O-line, linebacker, safety, whatever. You have to, I don't know how you get a good gauge. Of course, you have practice and you have scrimmages, right? But I don't see how you get a good gauge unless they play in the game. I don't know. Thank God Markel Bell got experience, right? Right. And he did his thing, man. He did his thing. Like Markel Bell had a good, he improved, and you could see the trajectory. And on the O line, you have Coach Mariball and Coach Cristobal. So, we know somebody with snaps, Luke. Don't do Lou like that, man. Lou was out there working hard. Any questions you guys have, man, in the chat? My random thoughts, man. I think about Miami football, man, and I feel like there should be kind of a domination that starts to take shape. Starting with this year, I feel like there should be an ACC domination that takes place. Like, we should start to beat teams pretty handily, and we should be in Charlotte every single year. Like Clemson was a few years ago. They were always in the championship. Like Michigan, Ohio State, and the Big Ten was. Like in the old Big 12, you had Texas or Oklahoma mostly every year. So in this conference, it should be Miami, man. Miami, Clemson is still strong. I'm not gonna hold you, but everybody else is trying to find their way. Listen, everyone is gonna have questions, right? Every team is gonna have questions, no doubt. We already know. But Miami, the questions, the important questions on the football field, the trenches, Miami got that. Both sides. Trenches are very solid, very competitive. At the quarterback position, I don't have a question with Carson Beck. I'm cool with Carson Beck. The skill positions, there's your question, right? At least on offense. And not the wide receivers. Tight end, I don't really have a question. Running back room, no question. The receivers, we don't know. Defense, SP says the linebacker is the weakest. I don't know that, SP. I hear the reports. But I don't know that. Who knows? We'll see. We'll see. But if that is the case, that's going to have to get fixed real quick, because Notre Dame is coming in and they're aggressive. They're going to run the ball. They have one of the best running backs in the country. So that linebacker spot got to get got to get fixed. That shit got to get rectified very quickly. SP Wesley was there last year. He's the best linebacker. We shall see. Another, more unproven talent over there. We got Wes, we got Popo, Chase Smith still over there. Chase Smith been in the program for 4 years? I think this is his 5th year. Like 4th or 5th year. He's been in the program, man. So, we'll see. Hopefully it's all good. Artsy Pixies. I don't know who this is. This might be my wife trying to play games. Would you let your wife co-host on a future episode? She's nervous. She be acting like she knows stuff, and then she'll get on here and freeze up or something. So maybe. SP Kellen Wiley. Hey man, Kellen Wiley. I'm looking for Kellen. I'm looking for Kellen, man. You know, I would love to see Kellen Wiley get some snaps, man. Cameron Bobby Pruitt. I would love to see Mr. Pruitt get some snaps. And I definitely know he will. He's definitely gonna get snaps. But yeah, Darius Hayes, man. I want to see them young boys get some snaps. You know, again, I look at, listen, if you've been here early, you've been here for 8 months, by the time that season start, to me, I feel like it's go time. Because really, you're one injury away, man, or you know, a couple of injuries away from playing, especially if your room is thin. You know, so if you're in a linebacker room and you have Wes, let's say Wes and Popo are starting, or let's say Chase and Wes are starting. One injury, listen, let's say something happens to both of them. Who's next up? Who you got next? You can be playing. You can be playing, man. So you got to be ready anyway. So, you know, hopefully they're ready. I'm also curious about what Coach Heatherman is going to do in that DB room. He has an embarrassment of riches back there, man. I'm curious what he's going to do in that room. That's going to be fun for me to watch. How he maneuvers, how, you know, what personnel, if he comes out in different packages. It's gonna be fun to watch. And also I want to see if he's not really known so much for exotic blitzes, exotic coverages, but I'm curious to see what type of personnel, what type of defenses he comes out in, because I've seen him, you know, he'll come out in the 4-3, he'll come out in the 3-4. You know, some D coordinators can get real freaky with how they come out, man. You know, so I'm curious to see how that looks. So yeah, man, a lot of questions. Listen, man, if anybody's gonna be at the spring game, holla at me, man. We gotta link up. It'll be on campus. You know, I would love to speak to you, man. Say what's up, kick it, whatever. Me and Poke will be out there Saturday. I land Saturday morning, so I'm gonna hit my breakfast spot, and I'll be going straight to campus, man. So me and Poke will be out there. You'll see us around. We'll have the gear on, and listen, man, we have some special gear we're cooking up. We got some special shirts. We may have some samples on for you guys, man. We may have some samples. Scan that code for merch. But yeah, Poke and the boys and Ben, man, they cooked up some new gear, man, for spring and for the season. So yeah, man. I appreciate everybody joining, man. Listen, we'll be back in an hour, a little over an hour for the culture. So check us out. I think we're hosting it, so it'll be on our YouTube. But check us out, man. We love bringing this content to you. Salute to all the content creators, man. Salute to all the Miami content creators. I don't care who you are. If you're doing this, man, you love the Canes. Salute to all y'all, man. Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you. It's all about that. You